Okay, it's really good to see you here. It's our 149th session together. I would like to begin by honoring all the steadiness of everybody who comes in, people that show up, willingness to show up, doing the inner work, and coming with parts of you that need to be witnessed and understood. So our theme today is when letting go feels scary. This has kind of been building from the last two sessions. And what we will do is we'll begin by just understanding of why letting go feels threatening sometimes, especially after trauma. And then we'll get into understanding of what to do when letting go becomes unsafe or feels unsafe. Not by pushing it through, but by listening for what the system needs first. And this is about understanding the fear, not fighting with it, but instead creating enough inner safety so release becomes possible in its own time. And after that brief understanding, we'll move into an experiential IFS, internal family system process, followed by a sound healing with tuning forks. And if you are new here, you don't need to know anything in advance. I'll guide you step by step. And you're always welcome to participate in the way that feels right for you today. And after the session, we'll open up for Q&A, reflections or Q&A. You don't need to prepare or do anything in advance. Just allow yourself to arrive as you are. So let's take a slow, deep breath in and begin with our full presence here and get into a small meditation. So let's take a moment to arrive. Notice where your body is meeting the chair, the floor in this moment. And take one slow breath in and a steady breath out. Not to relax, but just to feel arrived. Now gently bring your attention inwards. Notice how you are holding yourself today. Is there an effort? Is there a tightness? Is there a sense of staying ready? Or maybe a wish to drop something that you have been carrying. There's no need to change any of this. Just feel or notice what surfaces for you. And for a moment, imagine what letting go might mean for you right now. Not letting go completely, but just loosening the grip by a fraction. See if anything inside reacts to that idea of fear, hesitation, tension, or maybe belief. Whatever comes up is welcome. And if it feels supportive, place a hand on your chest or on your belly and silently acknowledge what you notice with a simple phrase, something in me is trying to keep me safe. And stay with your breath as it is. Nothing to solve, nothing to push through. And we'll carry this awareness with us as we explore why letting go feels scary and what help will make it easier. Start to be back into the room as we move forward with our teaching moments. So when letting go feels scary, understand what's really happening behind. So let me begin with this image that you see here. And think of a single autumn leaf still clinging to a bare branch, even as the season changes. Not because it doesn't know winter is coming, but because letting go too early once meant danger. So holding on to what once kept you safe many of you didn't learn control, vigilance, or emotional restraint by choice. You learned it from necessity. When life was unpredictable, staying alert, staying strong, staying in charge helped you survive. So when someone says, just let it go, the system doesn't hear relief. It hears risk. Letting go can feel like stepping into the same helplessness you once endured. For example, someone who grew up in chaos may find calm unsettling. When things slow down, anxiety rises because danger used to arrive when things used to be quiet. The body remembers what the mind wants to forget. So even if today your life may be safer, the body may still react as if danger is nearby. Loss of control was once linked to pain, shame, or abandonment. So loosening control now can trigger fear automatically. This isn't weakness, it's a memory doing its job. For example, a person in recovery may want peace, but when they stop managing everything, panic appears because collapse once followed relaxation. For many, pain became part of identity. After years of struggles, suffering can start to feel familiar, even defining. Some people unconsciously fear being well because they don't know who they are without that armor of the illness or whatever challenge they're having. So questions arise quietly. Who am I without my anger? Who am I without my vigilance? Who am I without my panic? Who am I without my pain? So for example, someone who learned to be strong may feel lost or exposed when they no longer need to fight. The fear isn't about letting go, it's about what happens next. Even painful states are predictable. The unknown is not. Many people unconsciously choose familiar suffering over unfamiliar freedom, not because they want pain, but because freedom may feel unknown that once carried real danger. For example, a survivor of abuse may fear trusting their body or others because relaxing once led to harm. So control becomes a fragile shield against chaos. So if letting go feels scary, something inside you is trying to protect you. And this fear isn't an obstacle, it's information. It tells us that before release, something needs reassurance, safety, or permission to move slowly. And that brings us to the work today. Not forcing release, not pushing past fear, but understanding what makes letting go feels unsafe and what helps it become possible gently in its own time with permission. What to do when letting go feels unsafe? So what happens when you try to loosen your grip and fear, anxiety, or inner resistance suddenly rushes in? The first thing I want you to hear clearly is nothing is going wrong. This doesn't mean you are weak, broken, or not ready. It simply means that something in you learned how to survive and is doing its job. So recognize fear as protection and not as a problem. When fear shows up, it's often a protective response saying, I'm not sure this is safe. That inner protest is not failure, it's intelligence shaped by experience. For example, someone who lived through emotional neglect may feel panic when they try to rest or receive care. The fear isn't about rest. It's about what rest once made possible, disappointment or abandonment. Pause instead of pushing. When fear arises, the most important move is not to override it. Pause and notice what's happening, gently, without judgment. You might silently name it with curiosity. Oh, there is a tightness there. Oh, there is a sense of alarm. This naming alone with curiosity creates space. You are no longer being flooded, you are actually witnessing. Offer assurance from the present, not the past. So fear often belongs to an earlier time, even if it feels current. So it helps to orient yourself to now. You might quietly say something like, we are here. This moment is different. For example, someone who grew up walking on eggshells may feel their body brace in calm situations. Gently noticing present-day cues, the room, the faces, the steadiness, helps the system to get updated that this is not past, this is present. Think in small steps, not total release. Letting go doesn't mean dropping everything at once. The idea alone can trigger panic. Instead, experiment with loosening just a little. Example, if someone has an emotional openness and that feels dangerous, start with naming one feeling, not your whole story. If relaxation feels unsafe, try it for 1 minute, not for an entire evening. The body learns safety through experience, not reassurance alone. Pair vulnerability with support. So when you explore letting go, anchor yourself in something familiar or steady. Support tells the system we are not alone doing this. For example, a simple routine before resting, a grounding object, presence of trusted people. These aren't crutches, they are bridges. And move at a pace of trust, not pressure. There's no timeline for letting go. Going slowly doesn't mean you're stuck. It means you're listening. And each time you don't abandon yourself in fear, you build trust. And that trust, not force, is what eventually allows release. So if letting go feels unsafe, remember this. Something in you is trying to protect your life, your dignity, your worth. So today work is not about pushing release. It's not about making it forcefully. It's about creating enough safety inside so that letting go doesn't feel like falling apart, but like being supported while you loosen your grip. Now, in these few minutes, we actually explored why letting go can feel unsettling and how holding on once served an important purpose. When fear or hesitation shows up, is not a failure. It's a sign that something inside is trying to keep you safe. So we are now going to move into an experiential IFS process, and I'll guide you gently at that in your own pace. There's nothing you need to make happen. But before we begin, I want to invite you to hold on to this one simple question, not to answer it, but just to notice what it brings up for you. As I think about letting go of something, what feels unsure or hesitant inside of me right now? There's no right response, but remember, the parts of you that hesitate carry important information. So listening to them is how real safety and really healing can begin. So as I think about letting go something, what feels unsure or hesitant inside of me right now? See what comes up for you. So before we begin, I invite you to take an object, place an object near you. It can be something simple, a stone, a pen, a ring, something natural. And let this object represent the part of you that learned to stay alert. And we'll come back to that. There's no right object, just choose what feels appropriate for you. Now gently bring your attention to your body. Notice where you're sitting and let the surface beneath you support you. Allow your shoulders to soften slightly and your jaws to loosen. And let your hand rest where they feel naturally. Take a slow breath in and take an unhurried breath out. Let the exhale quietly tell your body, you don't have to hold everything right now. And if it feels comfortable, allow your eyes to close or simply soften your gaze. Now gently invite into your awareness the part of you that stays on guard, the part that finds it hard to let go, the part that learned to stay alert when life felt uncertain. You don't need to search for it, just softly ask inwardly, is the part that stays alert here with me right now? Notice what arises, a sensation in your body or around your body, an image, a feeling, or simply a sense of knowing. You may feel this in your body, in your chest, in your belly, in your throat. Notice where you feel and notice the sense you get from it. And gently remind yourself, this is a part of me, not all of me. Now see if you can turn your attention towards this part, the one that you felt in your body the moment you invited, and Notice how you feel towards it. What emotion comes up for you? You might notice irritation, tiredness, anger, or frustration. Whatever comes up, notice its presence and see if you can just become curious towards it without judgment. You can say, I see you, I want to know more about you. And if another voice or a part or something that starts coming up, analyzing, rushing, doubting you, gently acknowledge it and say, I see you, but I'll come back to you later. Can you please step into a waiting room? Give me space to work with this part of me. And see if you can return your attention to this alert part that you felt in your body. And offer it simple words inwardly. You can say like, I see you. I know you have been trying to keep me safe. I'm here to understand more. And notice how it responds. It may soften, or it may still be guarded, or it may be unsure. All responses are okay. You stay curious and gently ask, I'm curious to know, what have you been trying to protect me from? Or what are you afraid would happen if you didn't protect me this way? Notice what comes up. You may see images, sensations, or emotions. Whatever comes up, stay curious without judgment. And if it feels right, say inwardly, thank you for bringing that to my awareness. I'm curious to know, what is that biggest fear you hold for me? See if you can stay curious and a little bit compassion to what you heard, because it has been protecting you from that big fear. And you can acknowledge saying, I didn't realize how much you have been protecting me. And then ask a question. I'm curious to know, then what is your intention for me? What do you actually want for me? See what you hear. Most of the time, they're trying to protect you from something. And they have an intention which is revealing to you. So see if you can acknowledge what you heard. And ask it, since when are you doing this protection for me? Since when are you playing this role for me? How old was I when you started playing that role for me, and what was going on in my life then? So you may notice a younger part of your, a younger self presence, which is connected to this part. Just notice that younger you. What was happening then? And stay curious and compassionate. And without explaining anything, let the younger presence sense that someone steady is here now, and that someone is you. No fixing, no correcting, just presence. With compassion. Now gently bring your awareness or your attention to the object that you put next to you. Let this object represent this protective part. Not to push it away, but to honor it outside your body. So you may just simply pick it up in your hand, right or left. And as you hold it, and say, now this protector, this object, represent this part of me that protects me. And notice the difference between being this part and being with this part. You may inwardly say something like, I see you, and I am not abandoning you. You don't have to be alone anymore, as you hold that object in your hand. And you may name it. Saying, how do I call you? And now allow your attention to widen slightly. Notice that you're still here, breathing, aware, present. There's something in you that can notice this effort without becoming the effort. Something that can hold tension without needing to be tense. Let yourself sense that steadiness. This is not force, this is support. And as you hold this part in your hand, softly ask this part, do you still need to stay on alert all the time? Or have you been afraid to stop? Many protective parts don't actually want to do this job anymore. They just don't know what would holding things together if they step back. So you may ask, what would help you become safer today? What do you need from me right now? An answer may come or it may not, but your listening already matters. Take a moment to thank this part that you hold in your hand, the object, and let it know you matter, you help me survive, you don't have to carry everything anymore. Let your breath anchor that message. You matter, you help me survive, you don't have to carry everything anymore. And if it feels right, offer these words to yourself. I'm here now. There is something steady within me. Letting go doesn't have to mean losing safety. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back, not with answers, but with a felt sense of support. This isn't the end of the work, it is the beginning of a different relationship. One where protection is met with presence. And letting go becomes possible because safety is felt. And when you feel ready, you may come back, take notes, and we'll now gently transition into sound healing. Okay, so we will get into sound healing using tuning forks. If you've been here before, you know what we're going to do, but I'll just go through the process quickly. So first, a disclaimer, if you're receiving chemotherapy or you had head injury or brain surgery, then you may be very sensitive to sound. So just lower the volume. If you don't feel comfortable, or just exit and come back at the top of the hour once we are done. Okay, so we will go through the process of sound healing. How does it work? We open the different energy centers. How do we do that? We use a tuning fork to basically open the two poles, the south pole below the feet, north pole top of the head, which represents earthing and connection to divine. Once we do that, then we run a kind of pendulum to know which energy center we have to work with. Chakras, for those of you who know that. It doesn't matter if you don't know. It's not important, but just for you to know. So we just use that. And the pendulum tells us which center or which chakra today we have to work, and I will tell you the meaning of that. And once we do that, then we go to the edge of this torus. So you see here, basically this is your biofield. Basically, each of us have a biofield which holds information about what happened in our lives. And when you put a tuning fork into the biofield, it starts to vibrate differently and tells information. So that's what I will bring to you, and that will create a meaning for you, as it always does. Okay? And I will tell you, okay, I'm feeling this, etc. So at the edge is your, when you got conceived, you came into this world being, and then towards your body, left or right, is your present moment. Then there is also a river of what we call your ancestor, your mother and father ancestry is also just next to the body here, very close to the body, which holds information that you took on from your parents and the generation before. And something may come up there, so I'll tell you. Okay, so whatever comes up, I will keep telling you. Now, what you have to do is breathing, two kinds. One is I will tell you to breathe when we start moving. The breath is you take a breath through your nose, fill up your chest, and imagine energy coming as if you're breathing from top of your head into your chest, and then when you breathe out from your mouth forcefully, and imagine that you're breathing into your feet. So you kind of create with the breath this whole flow of the channel in your body. So that's what you're going to do. So I will tell you when to, don't do all the time, otherwise you hyperventilate. But I will tell you when to do, and you do at that time. The second is sometime when we get to some points, it's very heavy energy. And it can be a grief, it can be a loss, it can be whatever that comes up. And so it always helps to breathe in a different way. And that breathing is something like this. So you take a breath in and you do something like that. It's very forceful. Okay, it helps to move the whatever you're holding on to outside. Okay, release it. And then I'm always using the tuning fork to help you that. Okay, trust on the process. If you have not been here, it kind of works all the time. And here you go. You will not see me, but you will hear me, and you will hear the tuning forks, of course. Okay, here we go. So we start below the feet, top of the head, and then pendulum, and then into the field wherever the pendulum tells us to go. Okay, here we go. So we start below the feet, and I use 144 hertz and tuning fork to do that. It seems to be working. Okay, so we start below the feet. I'm opening the channel to Mother Earth. And actually to your backbone as well. So opening the whole channel below the feet to the top of the head. So I'm now pointing the tuning fork to your feet, and opening the channel through your backbone to the top of the head. Okay, so there's a lot of need of grounding here today. And there's a heaviness in the heart, so a lot of sadness, grief. The topic today may also raise it because we just did an IFS before, so just breathe. So take a breath. Okay, so that opened up. Okay, so now I'm going to ground you. Okay, so we're going to go to the top of the head. And pointing from your head down, so open the channel to the below the feet into Mother Earth. So this is connection from divine through you into Mother Earth. Take a breath. Okay, one breath more. Okay, so now it'll be quiet because I'm running a pendulum from just to know which center to work with. So all your wishes and desires and everything is here. Collective. So I'm going past the root chakra. Okay, and I'm on the second chakra, which is what is needing attention today. Yeah, it's the second is where your navel, just below the navel. Okay, the sacral chakra, and the second center. This holds intimacy, sensuality, sensitivity, self-worth, and values. But on the left side, so which is where we are going to work today, it says it holds what we call the mother side, the feminine side, frustration and disappointments. So we'll start at the edge, which is the point of conception, and then we'll go inwards. And I'm going to use a different tuning fork for this. We use 174 Hertz. Okay, here we go. So I'm on the 6 feet on the left side of your navel. If you want to visualize, this is the point of where's the edge of your torus. Point of conceptualizing when you came in. Yeah. Take a breath. So it goes actually into the second center, but it goes at the back. And the message is this being which is coming into the world needs the feel of being supported, doesn't feel supported enough. Just feels very unsupported or alone. And that creates a kind of fear. Will I be supported? Doesn't have to be father, mother, or just feeling fear of being not supported enough. See if that makes sense. Take a breath. And for some reason, it's saying, well, will I go hungry? I don't know why that's coming up. Will I be fed? Will I be taken, nurtured? The word is nurturing. And see if you can imagine this, one conceptually, when you are at that being of created here, and you're looking at him or her, that little being, and see if you can give this reassurance to that little one, that you will be nurtured and you will be backed. You will not be left alone. So that may bring up a fear, but let's breathe into that. It brings a lot of warmth into your second center, below the navel. Yeah, now it's clear. Take a breath. So I'm now moving into, so you are in mother's womb, pregnancy time. Very early, 2 months, 3 months maybe. What they call the first trimester. The fear that was at the point of conception has amplified, becomes stronger. So that 3 months old in the womb, it's like it's getting cramped, almost cramps. So see if you can give some assurance. And I'm changing the tuning fork to give an assurance to that little one. This is 3 months you in mother's womb. Looking for assurance. Okay, that eased. Okay, so now we're at the birth time. This happened last time as well. The little one is asking So now it's a newborn baby. So you, at the birth, is coming out in the world and asking to be celebrated. Because for some of you there was no celebration. It's not saying all, some of you. So it wants everybody to celebrate the birth. So give that a time and environment where there's, like you do at, I don't know, whatever festival you celebrate where there are crackers, New Year, joy. It's a joyous time. That's what that little one wants it to be. So make it possible, please. In your own imagination, in your own way. Yeah, that feels good. It's about 10 years old. 9, 10 years old. Yeah, it's always in the second center. Frustration, disappointment. It can be because some of the needs are not met, not being cared, nurtured. Yeah, the word nurturing is back. Take a breath. Yeah, now it's good. So 22 years old, or 3 years old, 22, 23. He's coming from the right side, so from the masculine, so from the father side. Or masculine side. Can be father, can be somebody masculine who is creating this sense of frustration and disappointment. Take a breath. Apparently it carried up to the age of 25, so it was not like one time, it was over a period of time. "25 is even stronger. Wow, it's not finished. 27, so it's like, it's a period, 23 to 25, 27. More worse. Same person, another person, but similar. Take a breath. I'm going to use another tuning fork. It may be impacting your intimacy and sensuality, creativity, and and creating frustration in all or one of those areas. Frustration and disappointment. The moment that came out, it eased. It's like it's being witnessed. The 27-year-old. Something about 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 8 or 10 years ago. It's saying it's similar story repeating itself again. It's as if it's a pattern. And it may be happening even right now, in this period. Okay, so now in your mother's zone, so this is what happened to your mother when she was growing up, which you are carrying into your field. Yeah, there is it's much lighter, but there is something there. She went through something similar as what you are going through now. That's what it's saying. See if you can acknowledge that. And there's a lot of frustration about unmet needs for you. Yeah, big time. Your needs are not being met, creates a lot of frustration and disappointment. So take a breath. So I'm now on top of your second center. And whatever came up, we're now going to have it released out. Take a breath. Whatever we have processed, we continue to hold this in your body for the next 72 hours so it continues to work through. Giving permission to the body to continue to process. So next 48 to 72 hours. And keeping it safe. We'll further make it safe with a cocoon of 528 Hertz around the body. Okay, just gently inhale and exhale. Allow the tones and the vibration from the sound healing to continue their work quietly, like ripples moving through water. Nothing to understand right now, nothing to figure out, nothing to fix. Just if it feels comfortable, place one hand on your chest or anywhere on your body and feel the steady warmth, the contact. Let your body register where you are and offer inwardly a few simple words, gently, softly. I am here. My body can settle even a little. I don't need to stay on alert right now. I'm here. My body can settle even a little. I don't need to stay on alert right now. Let those words land where the sound has already reached. Now, without effort, allow one small moment from the coming days to come in mind. A moment where you might soften just a bit. A pause, a slower breath, a brief check-in before responding. Nothing big, nothing to change, just one quiet signal of safety. And let that sense remain with you, like warmth that stays even after the sound has passed. And take one final slow breath in and a breath out. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Bring with you simple knowing. Your body has been heard. Safety can grow gradually. And this settling can continue in small, supportive ways, long after we close the session. Thank you for being here.